There's a channel and a Discord server called Backalley Philosophy, and it is filled to the brim with shady characters. Let's go over them now. Logan Looker, potential school shooter, tried to buy a gun off YouTube accounts to kill Mr. Dapperton. I told you so, Daps. I told you, and you did nothing about, instead was joking about banning Atomic, you fucking cunt. If I ever see you, I'm going to fucking kill you. Understand? Okay then, you're going to kill him? Yes. Okay, so this is disturbing. He says, I live in Winnipeg, Canada, working out by a cheap gun. He doesn't even mention that it's in order to kill me. But people already knew he meant that because he says it all the time. Hey, Logan Looker, you looking for Daps docs? Yeah. Why, if I may ask? I'm going to kill him myself then. Shit, I won't recommend you do that. Dylan, 22. I have to. He's hurt me so much. I'm going to fucking kill that deadbeat father. I'm going to blow his fucking brains out. He hurt me so much. Shit, neither of us are going to help you with that. Please, he deserves to die. You might as well help, because if you don't, someone else will, and I need to kill that monster. I hope you're kidding. Holy shit, man. Don't kill yourself. I will, but I need to kill Dapperton first. Maybe some pedophile from school. Mr. Korean, he's a help. And I might kill some bitch who bullied me. She's a helper. As well as that, besides the point, I must kill Dapperton and then myself. He must be put down so he won't hurt anyone else like he hurt me. So what happened was, Eso and I started arguing, and he threatened to kill me as a result. And so we banned him from the server. And Eso banned him from his server, and then he blames me for it. So I'm a monster, apparently, who deserves to die. And he also said he wanted to kill his schoolmates, which is very, very concerning. I'm more worried about them than me. But so I told YouTube about it, because this was all set on YouTube, and YouTube did nothing. And then I also told the police, and the police did nothing. So I'm telling you, as a person, what kind of people are on this server. By the way, Esoteric Entity, let him back on the server after the death threats. Riley is a pedophile and is currently in contact with children, which is terrifying. Now, there's this group called Pedophile Discussion, and Skitty's in it. Skitty is Riley. Okay, so Skitty, a.k.a. Riley, says, not anti-C. I am more of a different than pro-C or anti-C. I am more pro-consent. That doesn't only apply to sex, but all transactions, says Skitty, a.k.a. Riley. Riley says, I'm keeping the map stuff on DL and just pushing for rights, as a more practical and more free choice is a nice way to say it. I don't want them swatting my friends and family as they threaten to use the state against innocent people. This is where it gets really nasty. Skitty, I'm Jonathan, by the way. I haven't spoken to the newest member. What's your age of attraction? 7+. So 7-year-olds and onward is what Riley is into. Boys, girls, or both? Riley says femboys. That's not even the scariest part. The scariest part is Riley is living with 2 children. This is what the mother has to say. Tell Harding to get his facts straight. It's 2 kids, dumbass, not 1. And in the stream, Riley said they were into little boys. So I think my girls will be okay. LOL, just kidding, just kidding. So there's a known pedo living with 2 children. That's what's going on at the Backalley Philosophy Discord server. Now, there was a time when Harding was going against Riley, and the evidence wasn't convincing enough. At least I didn't look through it thoroughly enough to be convinced that Riley was a pedo. So when Riley's house burnt down, or trailer burnt down, I tried to help him by making a YouTube video asking people to donate to help. Because he lost his dogs in the fire, and I wasn't convinced that he was a pedo yet. I didn't see all the evidence yet at that point. But when that video was launched, about 2 hours into the launch, I was like, okay, something's up. Some of the stuff that Riley's been saying in the past does seem fishy. So I took down the video and stopped the fundraiser. The donations that they received was over $1,000. And it was just one person donating $1,000, really. And then there was another person that donated $300. But they were all friends with Riley on the Discord server. It had nothing to do with my video itself. They're going to try to tell you it had to do with my video, but it didn't. It had to do with the Discord server. Because Riley had a lot of friends in that Discord server. But yeah, after finding out what kind of person Riley is, yeah, I don't support him. Not at all. In fact, I hope he seeks professional help, learns the error of his ways, and stops trying to hurt children. But if that doesn't happen, throw that motherfucker in prison. Now let's talk about P. P is sexually attracted to children, aka they are a pedophile. The proof is at the bottom of this one, so you admit to watching CP. P says, I've stopped if it makes you feel better. Stopped or not, he's still sexually attracted to children, and that makes him still a pedophile. But he still advocates for pedophilia and children sleeping with adults to this day. Someone says, what the fuck is going on? Doesn't P do pedo jokes for the memes? Like the whole she consented though, and cat meme just for memes? P is legit too. It ain't a meme. Bruh. So we could add another pedophile to the list. Here is Kitsune. It's Esoteric Entity's boyfriend, and he tried sleeping with the 17-year-old on Discord. When the executioner was 17 years old, he talked to me on a DM, and he said, I was an ESO server, and one of the people creeped the fuck out of me. One of them offered me sexual services. I joked, maybe in a year, maybe saying that I'm 17, and the person kept persisting, after they already found out he's 17. So basically, Kitsune said he was a prostitute and that he does sexual services for a fee, and that he should, have sexual services with Executioner. Executioner says, this is a bit weird for my taste. It's a known thing around this server. I am 17 and on my channel as well, yet you still made sketchy remarks as in a negotiation. I didn't realize your age, but 17 isn't that young. Yet I tell you my age, and yet you kept going with it. And here's Kitsune's opinion on sleeping with 17-year-olds. 17-year-olds unable to consent. 18-year-olds, happy birthday, poof, magically able to consent. So obviously he feels that 17-year-olds should be able to consent. Next is Esoteric Entity, the worst of the group. There's so much wrong with this guy, it's going to take 10 minutes just to discuss it. The first sus thing that Esoteric Entity says is, What's hilarious is that even according to the official story, he only met with the hooker who was 17. Even if it is true, she's well above the age of sexual maturity. He capitalized well above. So he thinks, if he thinks 17 is well above sexual maturity, does that mean he thinks 16, 15, and 14 are the right age? Some would say that's pretty pedo, and that's coming from Esoteric Entity, the man who calls his opposers pedophiles, which includes over 15 people thus far. So I would call this projection. A long time ago, Backalley Philosophy was raiding and stalking the Discord server of Lefty Pole, and they were trying to get evidence against them to prove that they're all ISIS and pedophiles, and they claimed they had this evidence. One of the ways they got the evidence is they literally begged people for child porn. Like, they were soliciting for child porn. So this is Esoteric Entity's friend, Yellow, reporting on a Discord app that he solicited for child porn. That's right, Esoteric Entity and his group solicited for child porn. And they admitted it in a video. ESO even admitted to having child porn on his computer, that he wanted to censor it and redistribute it on YouTube for views and money. Yeah, shit you not. Read this message because this is the most damning thing I've ever seen in my life. He says, K, currently editing some of the videos we have right now because some of the evidence we gathered is so bad it's illegal to show. And by editing, I mean censoring the parts which would make possessing it illegal, which I'm pretty sure you know what that means, because there's only one genre of image that's like that. So he admits to downloading child porn, editing it, and censoring the nasty bits. And then worst of all, trying to redistribute that child porn on YouTube. What the fuck? That is insane. How is this guy not in prison? And what's funny is he says that his defense is that this image claims that he never had child porn at all. But that's not true, because how do you edit something and censor something if you don't possess it at all? It makes no damn sense. He's lying again. By the way, Esoteric Entity got in deep shit when Zorro came out and blew the whistle on what Esoteric Entity was doing. Yeah, his own friend came out against him. He came out and did an interview with Jim Jesus, proving that Esoteric Entity not only solicited for child porn, but downloaded it and tried redistributing it on YouTube, censored as well. Yeah, I shit you not. Not only do we got screen caps proving it, of Esoteric's own words saying it, but we also got whistleblowers coming out and saying the same thing as well. Ultra confirming it. Here's that whistleblower now.
The thing I saw was the link that the anonymous guy just posted.
Yeah.
And he specifically said that, but he specifically says nobody to watch it. So I know people who've seen it was Blue, the anonymous guy, of course, because he recorded it, Esoteric Entity, and Filthy Heretic, though I believe Esoteric Entity downloaded it. He's maybe planning to do a censored version of it and then upload some.
So the Sarabama data drop was released, and because it was a nothing burger and a laughing stock of the political internet communities who were aware of it, Blue decided to shut up his biggest critic of all, me. First, they called me a deadbeat dad by saying I haven't paid child support in years, which is completely untrue. I'm up to speed on child support payments and have been forever. So they got the brilliant idea to not only call me a deadbeat dad, but to blatantly dox my whole family for no reason whatsoever. I still don't understand this to this day, but they started posting my family's first and last name across the board, all over YouTube, all over Discord. My father, my uncle, my ex, you name it. Yes, they even got my ex. And he name dropped them first and last names before ever introducing the court documents where he tried to say that I'm a deadbeat dad and that I was being sued for child support, when in fact, if you read the court documents, you will see that I'm the petitioner and I was suing her for custody and I wanted to pay child support. So he got it all wrong because he's a monstrous idiot. And him releasing those documents doxed my son, doxed my ex, doxed everybody in my family. Now his excuse is, oh, well, it was just because I posted that public information that I doxed you. Just because I happened to have your family's information attached. No, you doxed me way before that when you name-dropped my ex, when you name-dropped my father, and you name-dropped my uncle, and you name-dropped their full freaking names, by the way. That's the first time you doxed them. You doxed me again when you released the court documents. But even if you don't consider the court documents to be doxing, you still doxed me before the court documents were ever introduced by name-dropping my whole family, first and last name. So that was doxing. It was completely disattached from any public records. It was uncalled for. And also, him releasing my court documents was doxing. Doxing is releasing someone's information that they don't want released in the form of harassment. That's what doxing is. It's more about harassment than it is about the type of information that's being released. You can release someone's public information and dox somebody if they don't want that information released. It's about the harassment, not the information. I can't stress that enough. For example, Esoteric Entity's address I found online by searching up his criminal history. If I released that online, his address, that would be considered doxing, right? Well, it's public information. So I guess public information is doxing. So I guess him releasing my public court documents was in fact doxing, wasn't it? And again, even if you don't consider that doxing, what he did before that was definitely doxing. And not just that, the worst thing he did to me, by far, was make a profile impersonating me, which is identity theft. And he called himself Mr. Dapperton, with one letter off, and stated to his audience and mine that I had sexual relations with my 8-year-old child. And guess who that profile was subbed to? It was subbed to Esoteric Entity. Again, he said I raped my child. Can you believe that? That shit is absolutely unforgivable. People should be boycotting him, but it doesn't happen, does it? Esoteric Entity's DeviantArt account consists of adults swallowing children alive and kidnapping them against their will and holding them in their belly hostage. This is called vor art, but his vor art, all of it, consists of children, little children, being kidnapped against their will. And he calls this hot and sexy. That's literally the tags he chose for his DeviantArt account. That's absolutely disgusting, right? The fact that he thinks children being kidnapped against their will is sexy. Here's one of the most disturbing samples. All right, Lucian, I know you're having fun, but we need to go home. I'll even let you ride in your mobile bed. My tummy. I don't even know him. Sniffle. Please don't. Just take my candy. While the child is in tears. This is a kidnapping fantasy. ESO, get our children out of your sexual fantasies. Here's Sonic saying, comfy in there, boys? Yes, says one child, and the other child says, help! And that is hot and sexy to him. A child being eaten alive, held against his will, and absolutely kidnapped. That is his fantasy. The Midnight Phantom is Esoteric Entity's old DeviantArt account, by the way. And this wasn't made when he was a child. This was made in 2017. Yeah, I shit you not. ESO as an adult made this. And it's pretty creepy that all of his art depicts children. I left the scenario blank intentionally in order to have people draw their own conclusion, but the title implies that he is babysitting. Oh my god, I freaking love this one. I might make this guy into an original character because he ate a child character. I would love to ride in his belly. And a little excited over child characters, ESO? His sexual fantasies also include Tails, who is 6 years old. Just think about that. Look at this one. I wish more kids fall asleep after hours. Get children out of your sexual fantasies, ESO. If you don't believe me that he likes lolly furries, look at this. They're all fine until the sixth one, he says. I'll leave that one for you to figure out. Here is Filthy Heretic. He thinks pedos don't break the nap, so he supports it unironically. And he also possibly downloaded CP. So right here, Filthy Heretic is being shown that Riley is attracted to 7-year-olds. And what does Filthy have to say about that? So what has Riley done that is unethical? I'm genuinely curious what's the libertarian argument against pedos. If I had one that is to my satisfaction, I would be so glad. In terms of violating the nap, nothing I know of yet. This person quotes, so what has Riley done that is unethical? And this person says bad optics. I don't know. It's bad optics, but most of us are anarchists. We're not going to get good optics either way, says Filthy Heretic. This person says, true, we're already anarchists. It ain't getting worse. Filthy Heretic says, well, it could, but I'm more concerned with logical consistency. So he cares more about logical consistency than the well-being of children. Now, that's the end of that conversation. Now, the conversation to the right side, is about a conversation I had with Filthy Heretic, where I was asking Filthy Heretic what he thought of some art that Esoteric Entity made, the art that I just showed you earlier, the art where this little kid is being kidnapped, and he put hot and sexy for the art piece. And I asked Filthy Heretic, do you support this? Basically asking him, do you support pedophilia? Because that's being sexually attracted to children, and that's clearly what this is. Do you support adults getting off to children being abducted? Do you support that? And he says, I really don't care. Drawing characters on literal paper doesn't constitute aggression. I think he kind of missed my point there. So he says, can you explain how anything he has done is a nap violation? I say, usually hot and sexy tags mean they find it sexually attractive, meaning then the thought of your friend jacking off to child abduction porn doesn't make you flinch at all. Kind of doesn't make you look all that great, and it doesn't need to be a nap violation to be morally bankrupt. And everything I said right there is true. And also, if his friend is sexually attracted to children like that, that makes him a pedo, because that's what pedos are. Pedos are people that are sexually attracted to children. Now here's Filthy Heretic basically saying, well, if you're not aggressing upon anybody, then you're not committing any harm, and you're not doing anything wrong. And that's just such bullshit. Pedophilia is wrong. And at least to me, it seems like he's supporting it. Now here's Esoteric Entity saying this. And now I know I already showed you this, but listen to it carefully. Currently editing some of the videos we have right now because some of the evidence we gathered is so bad that it's illegal to show. And by editing, I mean censoring the parts which would make possessing it illegal, which I'm pretty sure you know what that means, because there's only one genre of image that's like that. He said we, as in his group, was downloading the images, not just him. So his group was downloading CP. And who's second in command of that group? Filthy Heretic. Did he get his hands dirty? I don't know, but I'll leave that for you to be the judge. But you know how he feels about pedos. He's very sympathetic towards them for some reason. So who knows what happened. But apparently it wasn't just Eso grabbing that stuff and downloading it. So it could have been filthy too. Well, I hope this video was enlightening. I'll catch you guys on the next one. If I make another one. I don't really like making videos. But I might make one someday. Alright, later.